Thank you for joining us here in the Lane live stream. We are just 12 minutes away from game time as men's basketball will take on the visiting Umpqua Riverhawks earlier today. Lane women's dominant victory over the same team. Stick around here on the stream. In 12 minutes, we'll go live here in Eugene. Welcome to Eugene, Oregon, here on the Lane live stream for Lane men's basketball versus the visiting Umpqua Riverhawks team. This is the second part of a doubleheader. Earlier in the day, the women's team had a dominant 22-point victory over these same Riverhawks. Now it's the men's turn to see if they can wrap this one up. It was a real fun first game, Logan, hoping for a good second one.
Yeah, no, same. And you say earlier today like it was earlier today. That game ended about half an hour ago.
Half an hour ago, the women's team dominated 22-point victory. And now we're back. Starting lineups have been announced. Normal starting lineups for the visiting team. Richard Peachy, he's a guard forward. He starts freshman out of Australia, all the way over here. Jake Sampson, guard out of Utah. Bela Harap, the guard out of Utah as well. Luke Moyer, forward, also out of Utah, big Utah presence here. And then Talon Valdez, guard out of, you guessed it, Utah. That will be the starting lineup for these Riverhawks. For the home team, the Titans, only one change in the starting lineup. Will Pluma appeared to suffer a right shoulder injury in the most recent game. He will be out. He's in street clothes down there. So in the starting lineup, in his spot, they're going to put in Kai Blodgett, their sixth man, who has been balling off the bench recently. The rest of the starting lineup is, as you would expect, Javon Blackmore starting, the freshman out of California at guard. Riley San Germano playing in that 2 spot out of Junction City, Oregon. Trayson Harbert, local Eugene kid, who started the 3. Devin Hinton acting as one of their forwards. And again, Kai Blodgett, another forward, slotting into that Will Pluma spot. Starting lineups are being announced. They're coming off a heartbreaking loss. They lost to Lynn Benton, 88-82. They held a 9-point lead with just a few minutes left. The offense went cold and the defense collapsed late. They gave up some massive 3-pointers to the Lynn Benton bench. Fall 88-82, a game which they trailed at halftime, led by 9 down the stretch. Couldn't get it done. Head coach C.J. Edwards in his first year. Lane Titans 9-17 on the year, 4-10 in conference. They sit 8th in the NWAC South out of 9 teams. The visiting team, Umpqua, having themselves a nice little year, 15-10 on the year, 7-6 in conference. They broke a 4-game losing streak with their most recent game, a victory versus Chemeketa. It's been an up and down year for those Riverhawks, who went 6-2 in January, 2-4 in February. Head coach Daniel Leeworthy in his 10th season here for the Riverhawks. And we are off. Peachy with the ball, guarded by Blodgett, kicks it out to Harap. Pass inside to Moyer, who go up and over San Germano. Can't get it done. San Germano the rebound. Now it's San Germano going quickly here, but he'll kick it out to Blackmore to reset the offense. Bounce pass inside to Hinton, working in the elbow, gives it out San Germano, pulls for 3, and that one's off the mark. Almost corralled by Blodgett, but instead, this is Valdez. Full head of steam, drives down inside the paint, jump stop, trying to get inside to Moyer. Working against Hinton, kicked far side, thought 3, drives basket up, loses the handle, almost double dribble, then to go up again, can't get the roll to go. That was Bela Harap. Ball's on the ground, Harap comes up with it, strip Hinton. Now Harap driving inside, kicks it, Moyer has the ball. Kicked far side for Peachy. Offense slows down 13 to the shot clock. Valdez working against Harbert. 7 on the shot clock. Fakes left, goes right. All the way to the basket. Physical move to get that one to go. Blackmore gives to Hinton. Hinton kicked to Harbert for 3 in the far corner. That one's off the rim, won't go. Rebound Sampson, his first touch of the game. Gives it to Valdez. Working against Blackmore. Spin move there to reset. That ball tipped away by Harbert. Blackmore comes up with it. They don't have the numbers, but Blackmore has the speed to the rim. Up, and the foul. Can't get the basket to go.
Javon Blackmore drawing that foul there. Just went up aggressive and, hey, just pulled in a foul.
Yeah, he has the speed to get there and didn't have the numbers, but he saw an avenue and took it. Blackmore will step to the line for the first free throws of the game. Blackmore, 56% free throw shooter, hits that first one.
And you mentioned earlier, probably the biggest thing heading into today is the absence of Pluma.
The backcourt running mate for Blackmore. Not a huge offensive presence, definitely hot and cold, but a huge defensive presence, an absolute terror on the perimeter. They're going to miss his defense as Blackmore split that trip to the free throw line. Peachy working against Blodgett. Pass inside, almost stripped away. This is Moyer, and he will collect a foul as Harbert got a little aggressive there. Doubled in the post, kicked it out, or tried to bring it out, but was fouled by Harbert in the process.
What I wanted to talk about was how Blodgett's coming in and slotting in here and playing. I really think Blodgett's going to slot in well. I think he's going to play well, and I think we're going to see that today.
Blodgett's been very active off the bench. Mid-range jumper. Sampson comes up short, but he is fouled in the process, so he'll step to the free throw line. Second team foul for these Titans. Sampson hits that first one. He's an 81% free throw shooter, averages 13 points a game. In their most recent outing, about 21 and 11 versus Chemeketa. And he hits them both. Blackmore with the ball, working against a 4-1 deficit. Gives to Blodgett before swinging it around, ends up back in the hands of Blackmore. Now it's Hinton top of the three-point line. San Germano kick to Harbert, who thought three, but instead give it to Blodgett. 15 the shot clock. Blodgett to the cup, gets the foul to go. Basket, no good. Now it's Blodgett starting to go to the line. He's a 61% free throw shooter. 2 games ago versus Clark, Blodgett off the bench played 31 minutes, dropped 23 points, which was his season high on 11 of 15 shooting. A quieter offensive night versus Len Benton, but I think that obviously you never want to come via injury, but he was certainly primed for a starting role.
You know, he's obviously the next man up for these Titans, playing that 6-man role as well as he does. And I think he not only is the best person to start in place of Pluma, I think he's also the most deserving.
A 3-quarter court pressure in effect here. Now Valdez goes all the way to cup. Over there, San Germano gets the roll. Physical play there. Valdez, the team's leading scorer, with 16.2 points on the year. Umpqua up 6-3. Now San Germano commits an offensive foul as Harap went to the ground. Didn't see much contact there, but San Germano called for it.
I was going to say, I thought he just tripped.
I also thought he tripped. I was trying to be generous. It looked like he tripped. Offensive foul called either way. Turnover for the Titans. Riverhawks with the ball. Valdez brings this one up. They give to Peachy, guarded by Harbert, backs him down, and before a handoff to Sampson. Now this is Harap working against Hinton, kicked outside to Valdez. 9 on the shot clock. Now Moyer has it. Spin move against Blodgett. Almost blocked away, but up off glass and good. Blodgett got the height. Couldn't quite get there in time. Now Blackmore going quickly here. Fakes right, goes left. Spin move back to the right. Can't get the athletic shot to go. Now Moyer gives it to Valdez. Valdez working against Blodgett. Double team under the basket. Little bounce pass inside. Loses the handle. Blackmore comes up with it. Slows down the offense. Titans trail 8-3 to just about 3.5 minutes of gameplay. 18 on the shot clock. Harbert has it. Gives to San Germano, who thought of pulling one from deep. Instead, hold drive to the right to the cup. He goes and swatted away. No foul was called. A lot of contact. Moyer got his hands all over that one. Now it's Harap going quickly here. All the way to the basket. Gets the roll and never mind. Spins out but tips his own miss in.
I'm shocked there was a no call there for that drive by San Germano.
A lot of contact there. No whistle was blown. Now it's Blackmore's turn. He goes to the basket. Gets the athletic little scoop shot from the right to left to go.
That looked really nice right there.
Valdez, primary ball handler for this team, working against Blackmore. The give to Harap. Working off a Peachy screen. Now he gives it to Peachy. Spin move back inside. And a travel will be called as Peachy drug his feet, working against Harbert.
Just didn't keep the plant foot, and sometimes that's going to burn you.
Burdette and Leggy will check in. Davey Burdette, Junior Leggy coming off the bench here. Sending Blackmore and Blodgett to the bench. Davey Burdette acting as that backup point guard. Usually swaps time with Blackmore and Junior Leggy. And the average is 1.4 points in the game, but a nice defensive presence there as he averages nearly 12 minutes a game. Burdette now handling the ball. The give to Harbert, bounce pass inside to Hinton, who doesn't touch it much. Hinton backs it down, but can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it outside to Burdette. Burdette working against Valdez, puts up a wild shot. San Germano catches the rebound, puts it back up and in, and the lead is down to 3 through just about 5 minutes of gameplay.
Great positioning and a heads-up play there from San Germano. Everything right there.
Valdez working against Burdette, trying to hand it off to Sampson. Great ball denial. Instead, the inside pass goes to Peachy. Peachy guarded by Leggy. Then the pass to Moyer, puts it up off glass, and he gets the foul to go. A 3-point opportunity here for Luke Moore.
The interior passing has been really impressive here from Umpqua so far, and they've been able to get so much of what they've wanted.
Through 5 minutes of gameplay, we're going to take a timeout here on the court. Umpqua leading 12-7. Lane fell behind early here, but they've managed to tighten the margin a little bit. They have forced 3 turnovers from these Riverhawks. But Lane 0 for 2 on the night from 3. Lane's a quiet 3-point shooting team, shooting just 30% from distance. As we approach the end of the season, Lane out of the playoff picture right now, but certainly trying to build something. That's something that, we spoke briefly with head coach Steve Edwards a couple weeks ago. And his message was simple. We're building something here, and it's been an up and down year for them. And I think that there have been some tough, heartbreaking losses here, but late in the season, they're still fighting hard.
Yeah, this team still feels like they have everything to fight for. It's not a team that's given up, and I'm going to credit a lot of that to the coach. I've really liked what he's done so far. I think he has an extremely bright future. Maybe not the record you'd want to see, but I think Lane has somebody here.
They're 7-7 at home, but they've struggled on the road, just 2-9. They've been up and down a year. They're 4-1 in November, 1-6 in December, 3-4 in January. And it's a tough February as they've gone 1-6 here, including, like I said, that heartbreaking loss to Lynn Benton on Monday. Still have Mount Hood up on the schedule on Saturday, though. Luke Moyer will step to the free throw line. And he'll hit that one. And Jake Estep will check into the game. We'll send Moyer to the bench. Burdette still holding down that point guard spot for now. Inside pass San Germano, back out to Burdette. The kick to San Germano, working off a Hinton screen. Kick to Burdette. Outside to Leggy. Feed pass to Hinton, backing down a step. Hinton will take a little fadeaway jumper there, won't go. Leggy fighting for the rebound, can't get it to go. A step controls. Valdez now handling. Bounce to Sampson. Now Harop working against San Germano. Fakes right, goes left, kick step to the corner. Valdez then feeds to Sampson for 3. That one's nothing but net. Lead is up to 9 for the Riverhawks.
Sampson's got a smooth stroke there.
That was a beautiful looking shot. Burdette handling. Finds San Germano in the corner. Now it's Burdette. Pull up 3-pointer here. Can't get to go. Rebound controlled by Peachy. Another quick 3-pointer here. This one catches back rim. That was Sampson on the attempt. Rebound Hinton. Burdette has to push his way past the referee to go to the bucket and loses his bounds. Hit hard in air. Foul will be called. Burdette will step to the free throw line.
No, I'm just glad he's okay. It's those kind of plays where you land a little awkwardly on your feet that can sometimes lead to you getting hurt. And
he jumped up quickly, but that was certainly an awkward fall.
Yeah, you're just glad he's okay.
That first free throw. Rims out. Blackmore, Blodgett, and Foreman will check in, sending Leggy, Hinton, and Harbert to the bench. Gerard Foreman seen his first action of the game, the freshman out of Australia. One of the bench guards here. Burdette splits his trip. 16-8, the Titans are doubled up. Valdez taking this one up slowly. Working against Blackmore, and then the give to Estep. Inside pass to Peachy, takes a turnaround, little jumper there. That won't go. Rebound to Foreman. Finds Blackmore. Gives to Burdette in the corner, 4-3. This one rims and catches the roll. I thought that one was rolling out. Instead it drops. Davey Burdette for 3.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Gets the roll to go. Valdez, the handoff to Harop, working on a screen. Trying to get rid of it, gives it to Sampson. Face guarded by Burdett, 17 on the shot clock. Now Valdez has it. They find Harop, inside pass to a step, working against San Germano. A lot of contact, shots too strong. Rebound Blackmore, stripped, given to San Germano. Now San Germano has it, gives it to Foreman. Foreman drives basket, kicks to the far corner. Burdett, another three, but his foot was on the line. Drains the three, but his back heel on the line. The ref caught him.
That was so borderline because it looked like he was on his toes the whole time, and he was just tiptoeing that line. I think it might have been like the back part of the front of his foot. It was something weird there.
That was, if this was an NBA game, that'd be one of those really grainy, zoomed up instant
Exactly.
replays. Valdez drives basket, gets past Burdett, blocked by Blackmore. Blackmore rises up over the back to swap that one out of the back line.
That was a nasty block, and it was all ball, too.
Great recovery there, as it looks like Valdez had beat Blackmore off the spot. Now Harop to inbound. Finds a step inside, double teamed against Blodgett, but gets over top, can't get to go. Rebound tip to Blackmore. Lead is down to 5.
Fantastic defense there from Blodgett.
Burdett, another three, way too strong. Now Peachy has it, Doley checked in for the Riverhawks. A step, working against San Germano, gives to Valdez. Swung around, ends up in the hands of Aaron Dolney. Aaron Dolney drives paint, puts it up, can't get to go. Rebound fought for and collected by Burdett.
Hey, more great paint defense from Blodgett. He's moving really well and contesting really well.
San Germano for a quick three-pointer here. Leaves this one off the rim. Titans come up short, now Valdez has it. Working against Blackmore, spins inside, kicks out, a step, 4-3. That one finds the net. Lead is back to 8.
And, Lane's getting good shots, but you're not going to hit every single shot, and that's kind of what's happening to him.
They missed some good looks here early. Blackmore working through the San Germano screen, drives basket, leaves this one short. Ball is tipped and controlled by Peachy. Finds Doley, the full head steam, up off glass, and the foul. Blodgett caught him.
We're going to have to go contest him. There's some body contact there, and he's going to get the and one. Lane is already down double digits.
A tough start here for this Lane team. Luke Moore will check back into the game, send Richard Peachy to the bench for the Riverhawks. This is Dolney stepping to the line, a 68% free throw shooter. With a three-point opportunity, and he hits it. 22-11 is the margin, 11:20 left to go in the game. Burdett will take this one up slowly. San Germano feeds Blodgett. Blodgett stops, picks up his dribble, and gives San Germano face guarded. Gives outside to Burdett for a deep three-pointer, leaves that one short. Burdett's pulled early and often here. Now it's the Riverhawks' turn to respond. That's Jake Stepp who drains a quick three-pointer in transition.
That's his second in a row, I think.
Riverhawks shooting the lights out of the gym right now. Hot start there. Foreman has it, who checked back into the game. Feeds Hinton inside, who was fouled on the entry. Not a shooting foul.
And, man, I want to know who Umpqua's shooting coach is. These shots are, just the form of the shot, at least for a step. And find the name here. It was number 3.
That was Jake Sampson.
Jake Sampson.
Tyan Thompson will check in for these Riverhawks. Burdett go to the bench. Harbor in replacement. Blodgett has the ball, driving, stops, gives outside San Germano. Finds Harbor and fed Foreman. Foreman drives paint, kicks to the far side. High pass to Blodgett. Good job to collect. Now Blodgett driving. Hits a short little floater. Too strong, but the foul is called. 2 free throws incoming.
Good there from Blodgett, keeping it in bounds and drawing the foul there.
Titans just 1 for 7 from distance so far tonight. Riverhawks 3 of 4 from the field. Titans just 3 of 15. Conversely, Riverhawks are 9 of 19. So 20% for the Titans, 47% for the Riverhawks as Blodgett hits that first free throw.
And, I hate to put the blame on a player, but Burdett's taken some shots early and often that maybe are a little ill-advised.
Early in the shot clock, some deep threes as he takes a rest on the bench. Foreman talks to the coaching staff. Blodgett splits those free throws. Now this is Leo Sewell just checking into the game for Riverhawks. Whole drive, take a Awkward floater, tipped out his own miss. Gives it to Harp, who runs over San Germano, drives basket, gets up to go. San Germano's gotten the wrong end of some contact here, and no whistles going his way. Now it's Harbert with the ball, going quickly here, drives all the way to the paint, puts up a shot, and that one's good.
I feel like San Germano's always getting bullied around, and I don't think I've ever seen him get a call for it.
He's gotten a lot of contact and not a lot of calls. Sewell, just 5'10", out of Portland. Feeds a step, takes a little turnaround, quick jumper. That won't go. Blodgett catches the rebound. Feeds Foreman in space. Back to Blodgett. And swung to Harbert, who maybe thought about a three. Instead, he'll give it up. Ends up in the hands of Hinton. Titans operating without a true point guard in the court. Blodgett. Well, pull-up two-point jumper here. That's a sweet touch from Kai Blodgett.
Who needs a point guard?
Kai Blodgett creating that one off the bounce. Shoots 50% from the floor, but a sweet-looking shot there. Sewell hounded by Harbert. Gives it to Dolney. Working within a step screen to switch to San Germano. Back to Harap. And given back to Sewell, who gets the switch onto Hinton. We'll see what he does with it. Shimmy and a shake, and we'll give it up to Harap. 5 in the shot clock. Harap will drive basket. That shot over the outstretched arms of Blodgett. Physical play to the rim. Gets that one to go. Lead is 13. Foreman now has the ball. They give to Harbert. Now San Germano fired to Blodgett and fed Foreman in that far corner. The Titans pass around the perimeter. This is Blodgett going to work in the paint. Puts up a floater. Can't get it to go. Rebound Thompson. Sewell in space. It's on Avenue, but it closes up quickly. Outside to Harap for three. Off rim. Won't go. Hinton. The rebound. Forward pass to San Germano, who pulls up for a quick three-pointer. Finds the net. Riley San Germano gives the Titans their second three-pointer of the day.
And with San Germano, it's not really a question of if he's going to hit a three-pointer. It's more of when.
Sewell still hounded by Harbert. Gives up the ball to Thompson. Trying to feed inside. Good ball direction by Foreman. And San Germano comes up with a pass. On the defensive step, tipped it out, but this one will stay with the Titans. We'll take a timeout. 7:59 left to go in the period. Titans, 10-point deficit, but they're battling.
You know, Lane there made a really good defensive play. They needed something like that. Help a little bit with that momentum. They were down a lot more than they were here. They're starting, I can see a little bit of them starting to battle back here. Hopefully that's not just a false hope, but something seems like they're not out of this.
Yeah, they're certainly fighting. I think they've had, they've missed some open looks. They're shooting 2 for 8 from distance, 6 of 19 from the floor, which is, you're not going to be up when you're shooting those percentages. And the Riverhawks really came out swinging. You feel like the shot quality, minus a couple ill-advised threes from Lane, the shot quality is relatively equal. It's just the Titans haven't hit their shots yet. The offense has been clean besides that. Only a single turnover. You got to assume the shots are going to start to fall at some point. And it's a good sign to see Riley San Germano hit that one. Certainly a hot and cold shooter is San Germano, but shooting 40% from distance on the year, he sends a run in stretches. So it's good to see that one fall. As we said in that first game, sometimes all it takes is one. Inbounds goes to Blackmore, who's back in the game. San Germano gives the handoff to Blodgett, who drives paint, jump stop, loses the ball. Valdez comes back up with it, who checked back into the timeout. Valdez bounce pass to Peachy. Peachy goes up off glass and good.
And Umpqua just got a 5-on-3 and took advantage.
Blodgett has it quickly, tries to feed one inside San Germano. That ball was tipped out by Peachy. Titans to inbound with 24 on the shot clock.
I will say I really like the idea of the pass, though. I think it was really close to working, and even at the end of the day, it's still off of Umpqua, so it's not the end of the world.
San Germano collects that inbound, gives it to Harbert, bounce pass to Blackmore, who fumbled it, but gives outside to Blodgett. Thought about it, then he'll take that three. Too strong, won't go, but San Germano catches the rebound. He'll back down Valdez. San Germano working in the post, turn around, a little jumper there. That's good. San Germano works sparingly in the post, but when he does, it's very effective.
Yeah, that was, I think it almost caught Umpqua off guard.
Valdez loses the handle as he drives. San Germano comes up with it. They have numbers and speed. San Germano, pull up, three-pointer. Oh, rims out. San Germano almost got that one to go.
Man, he was obviously feeling it. A little bit early for a heat check, but ooh, almost hit it.
Blodgett picked the pocket, comes away alone to the basket and left it. Too strong. Blodgett misses the wide open layup. Deficit stays at 10. Feet inside. Easy layup there for Harop. A real gut punch turn of events there for this Titan team.
Ouch. That's all I have to say.
Blackmore with the jump stop, gets the shot to go, cuts the deficit back to 10. Valdez has it, guarded by Blackmore. Fakes right, goes left to the paint, lost it. Blodgett tipped it away, but instead, Riverhawk comes up with it. That's Sampson, the short floater. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, as that tip pass went directly to him, and he took an opportunity of it. Blackmore, interesting offensive set here. Blackmore drives right through multiple players, but left that one short. Had a great look at the rim, almost came up with the steal there. Now Valdez has it in space with numbers. Working against Harbert, spins himself into a double team. Doesn't matter, gets that one to go over the outstretched arms of Harbert.
And it's not like the defense wasn't there. The defense from Harbert was great.
Foreman has it, fires one cross court to Blodgett, ends up with Harbert. 20 on the shot clock, gives it to Blackmore. Working in the wing, and now San Germano. It's swung all the way around and ends up with Foreman. Foreman drives inside, gives outside. Harbert, deep three-pointer. Too strong, off rim.
And like we were saying, Lane's getting shots. It's just the inability to hit him.
Valdez has the pocket picked by Blackmore. Now San Germano has it in space. Bounce pass to Foreman. Almost blocked, but over the outstretched arms of the defender. Foreman on the fast break gets that one to go.
Yeah, that was a fingertip away from being blocked there.
I thought it was blocked until the ball went through. Now Harop has it. Finds Valdez, swung to Sampson. And now Peachy gives it back to Harop, who puts San Germano on the ground, and an offensive foul is called. San Germano putting it all on the line, and he gets the whistle to go his way.
He finally gets one. I'm almost happy. I'm happy for him.
The poor guy takes a lot of contact and finally gets the shot to go. He gets a well-deserved break as another timeout is called. 4:48 left to go in the game. 37-25, Lane trailing by 12 in the early going. And I think the story of this game has been missed or made shots. I mean, it's the simplest form of basketball is who makes more shots. Lane just 2 of 11 from distance right now. Riverhawks 3 of 5. Lane 9 of 27 from the field. Riverhawks 15 of 29. Riverhawks have taken some really good shots, and they've converted them at a higher efficiency, and it's showing up in the scoreboard.
And it's not like there's been some other catastrophic thing from Lane. It's not like they're turning the ball over. They only have 2 turnovers compared to Umpqua's 6.
And they've been unable to convert on those turnovers. They've only scored 5 points off 6 turnovers, which isn't a great conversion rate. Riley San Germano, the team's leading scorer, with 7 points. Hinton has not scored yet, and he checks back into the game. You got to think he's going to be a focal point at some point. Devin Hinton, one of the better players, if not the best player of this team, averaging 14.5 points a game. Always active on the glass, too, 9.6 rebounds. Hinton leading an impromptu huddle on the court. The lineup will be Blackmore and Burdett, the 2 guards. Leggy, Harbert, and Hinton as their 3 forwards. Hinton operating as a forward/center. That'll be the 5 for the Titans. Hinton gives the inbound to Blackmore. 4:46 left to go in the half. Working through a Hinton screen as Blackmore finds Burdett. Feet inside. Great vision to find Hinton wide open underneath the basket.
There we go. Great passing there.
Harop pounded by Leggy. The give to Peachy. Bounce pass inside. Swatted away by Devon Blackmore. Dolney never had a chance.
Is that his 2nd block already today?
Blackmore, not a block artist, but 2 on the night. And both of them were sweet ones, too.
I was gonna say, he's been a highlight show tonight.
This one will stay with the Riverhawks. Bounce pass goes to Doley, puts up another shot, gets the roll to go over the outstretched arms of Burdett. Blackmore catches the inbound and will orchestrate the offense.
Something I'm guessing Coach talked to Burdett about is probably less of those ill-advised long threes. You gotta hope.
In that last possession, you saw Burdett playing playmaker, finding a wide open Hinton. Blackmore lost the handle, but it was off of a Riverhawk, so this one will stay with the Titans. 18 on the shot clock. Inbound goes to Burdett in the corner, working against Harrop, drives right, fadeaway two-point jumper is good for Davy Burdett.
That was smooth there.
Just a great little jump stop fadeaway action. Cuts the deficit back down to 10. We've been flirting around this 10 to 14 range for a while here for the Titans. Harrop hounded in the backcourt by Leggy to give to Sampson. Sampson working, got the switch, and now given in the corner to a step. A step drives and Hinton spins baseline, back outside. The give to Sampson, who thought three, but drives paint. Kick back outside. His foot was on the line. A step. Just a step too far. His back heel caught the line there. Blue paint. Turnover, Riverhawks.
And Lane catches a break there. Very lucky. What I did like for that possession, though, Hinton's playing really well on that interior defensively. He's not allowing them to get any position.
The defensive anchor is Hinton, and also the offensive anchor sometimes. Inside-outside game with Burdett. This time he hits it. The three-man game, Blackmore to Hinton to Burdett, results in three.
And that's not the Burdett's not a good shooter. You got to let the shots come to you, and that's exactly what happened there.
And that play developed beautifully. Now Peachy a chance to respond. His three-pointer rims out, fighting for the rebound. This one will stay with the Riverhawks. On my eye, that was off a step, but instead, they're going to get one of the white jerseys in the last touch there. So Sampson to inbound, 20 seconds to the shot clock, 3:08 left to go in the period. Inbound goes to Dolney, the give to Harrop. Finds Sampson in the corner, and he stepped on the line. Both teams struggling in these corners here. We've seen 3 turnovers combined with heels touching the line in the corner.
You got to wonder, is it just being unlucky? They got really big feet.
They might have shrunk the court since the last time we were here, too. You never know. You never know. Blackmore will take the inbounds pass. We tick inside of 3 minutes. Layton's cut the lead to 7. This is the smallest lead we've seen in a while. Blackmore leaves a man stumbling, and an offensive foul will be called there. Sampson stumbled the wrong direction. Not a lot of contact. That might have been more of a call off of the reaction of the defender than the action of the offensive player. Either way, it's a turnover for the Titans. Sampson, the feed to Harrop, who catches it. A dead sprint guarded by Leggy. He'll go straight to the basket. Almost blocked away, but instead a foul will be called. It's a three-point opportunity. Coast to coast there for Harrop. And now a chance to extend the lead back to double digits. He'll step to the line. Harrop. The team's leading scorer with 8 points. 4 of 8 on the night with 6 rebounds, too. It's a real nice start for him. And the freshman leaves that rebound too strong, that free throw too strong. Rebound goes to Hinton. Blackmore collects, gives to Burdett. Working against Peachy, pull-up two-pointer. That one rims out. Harrop now controlling. The handoff goes to Dolney. Face guarded by Leggy, and an infraction will be called. Leggy a little too physical there.
And Umpqua is in the bonus here, so that's going to be free throws.
Dolney will step to the line. Dolney has 5 points in the night. He's 1 of 1 on the night from the charity stripe. With a 68% shooter. That one, too strong. Rebound goes to Harbert. Lead stays at 9.
Lane catching a couple breaks from the free throw line here.
Blackmore. Entry pass to Harbert, looking to get it to Hinton, and they do. Drives baseline. Wild shot, can't get to go, but a foul will be called there. As the double team came late, looks like they're going to get a step. And Hinton will step to the line.
Hinton so big and aggressive. He's only 6'7", but man, he plays like he's at least like 6'10", 6'11".
I would push back on the only 6'7" part of that. Only and 6'7" should never be a description. Hinton hits that first one.
He plays so much big. Like you say that in terms of basketball.
Which is fair. Valdez will check in, send Dolney to the bench. Hinton only a 44% free throw shooter, so something he could tune up on his elite game. Splits his trip. Harop, more three-quarter court pressure here. Swung around, ends up in the hands of Valdez, who's checked back into the game. Guarded by Burdett. Textbook way to solve three-quarter court pressure there for the Riverhawks. Now it's Sampson. The feed to a step, 12 in the shot clock. Valdez has it. 8 in the shot clock. He's holding it. Gives it to Sampson, who thought 3. Swung around to Harop. Inside pass to a step. 2 in the shot clock. Turnaround jumper. Won't go. Rebound Hinton. Blackmore has it. Working off the Hinton screen. Blackmore drives. Wild shot up and under. And the foul will be called. Shot no good. Whole step to the line.
And Lane secretly almost starting to get back a little bit of positioning. They're down 8 now, and they have 2 free throws here. This could cut it to a 6-point game.
These teams are trading punches at the 10-point margin, 10, 12, 14, 12, 10. And now it's down to inside double digits, which is a nice touch. Blackmore misses that first one. He's just a 56% free throw shooter. And he misses them both. Rebound goes to the Riverhawks. Valdez going quickly here. Kick to the far corner. Sampson for 3. Leaves that one well short. Harop got the rebound. Reverse won't go. Rebound controlled by Leggy, who's got it in space. It's a 3-on-4. Burdett goes. A lot of contact. Puts up a wild shot. Gets it to go. No foul was called. What a play there by Burdett.
The fact there's no foul there is kind of crazy. And Coach C.J. Edwards is saying the same thing.
Riverhawks respond with a quick 3. That won't go. Rebound Burdett, who's been active everywhere. 1 minute left to go in the period. The lead is down to 6. Burdett working against Valdez. Shimmy and a shake, and a timeout is called. Believe that was the call. We're waiting.
They're calling offensive foul.
Wow, I didn't see. I heard timeout. Might have to check my ears there. I didn't see the foul at all. Must have been away from the ball.
I think did they call it travel? I don't know.
A confusing,
it was really weird.
Confusing call there. Either way, Valdez has it. Hounded by Burdett, fighting all the way to the rim. And this one swatted away. Great defensive play there by Burdett. Hinton's in trouble.
And they are going to foul Hinton, and he's going to get a 1-and-1 here. Wow.
Hinton double-teamed under his own basket. Was in all sorts of trouble there, but Riverhawks has touched too aggressive. The free throw line has not been kind to the Titans tonight. They're just 6 of 12 tonight.
What I want to talk about there was the defense from Davey Burnett. He got thrown a NBA street level combo there.
Hinton hits the first one. Going against probably the other team's best player. Valdez was throwing every trick in the book at him, and Burdett just stuck with him the whole way. Great defensive possession there from Burdett. Hinton hits them both. Lead is down to 4, closest they've been in a while. 37 seconds left in the half. About a 10-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Harop working against Leggy. Dribbling this one out. Shot clock's down to 14. Now the play's going to start. And a timeout will be called. 11 seconds on the shot clock, 18 seconds left in the half. Lead is 4. And if you're the Riverhawks, you have a lead, but you'd really like to add another basket just to kind of give yourself a momentum here. It feels like only 5 minutes ago you had a 12-point lead cruising, and now it's a couple possession game. It's gotten tight real quick.
Well, you know, what happened was the opposite was happening early. Umpqua starting to miss some of their little bit more open shots that they were hitting before, and Lane starting to hit some of those shots that they were missing. It's like complete reversal, and that's what's just happening here. You know, you feel like you should be able to go into a lot more. They're doing this specifically. They're doing this specifically, and there is a little bit of that. The paint defense from Lane's been really nice. The offensive movement's been fantastic, but it really just boils down to teams are hitting open shots, or Lane's hitting open shots. Umpqua's not.
They've increased their shooting percentage up to 40%. Riverhawks have decreased their shooting percentage down to 45%. 18.1 seconds left in the half. About a 7-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Harop catches one full head of steam, gives it to Peachy, guarded by Burdett. 4 in the shot clock. Peachy's running out of time, gives it to Prop. Kicked outside. 3-pointer at the buzzer, leaves that one short. Rebound Hinton. Just 4 seconds left to go in the half. Hinton takes this one up, gives it to Leggy. puts up a wild three-pointer. That won't go, and we'll head to halftime. Umpqua 41, Lane 37. Lane trailed by as many as 12 in this period. They've cut this one all the way down to 4.
I think, are you sure they didn't trail by more? It seemed like it was almost 15 points at one point. It's been a fantastic comeback from Lane. They've been playing really hard. This is anybody's game.
It certainly is a tight one. We're going to take about a 14-minute break here on the Lane live stream. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have the second half of action here in Eugene. Titans trying to fight back from a 4-point deficit. Welcome back to Eugene here on the Lane live stream. My name is Levi Berkfield, joined by Logan Thompson. We are here for the second half of the second game of a doubleheader. Lane fell behind double digits early, and they have battled all the way back. They now trail by 4 over the visiting Umpqua Riverhawks. And it really feels like they're in this game a 4-point deficit. I think you feel really good if you're Lane.
I mean, yeah, how they ended that how they ended that first half, excuse me, I was gonna say second quarter.
I do it all the time.
How they ended that first half was the best basketball they played all day. And you know they want to continue from that. And something tells me they will. They've been playing really well together as a team. They've been getting shots, and they're just starting to hit them. As long as they can keep hitting their shots when they get those open shots, but they've been able to get all game. This game is going to be close.
Starting lineup back out there for Lane. Davey Burdett's game's leading scorer with 11 points. He's on the bench right now. Harbert has it, swings it around to San Germano, back to Blackmore. The entry pass goes to Hinton outside. San Germano for a quick three. It's good. Riley San Germano cuts the deficit to 1.
He got really open there.
Great inside-out action with Hinton and Blackmore.
Yeah.
To free San Germano on that spring. Now this is Peachy working against Harbert. Entry pass goes to Moyer. Working against San Germano. Kicked back out. Sampson. Now Harrop back to entry pass. It's Moyer over the top of San Germano. Gets that one to go. Hinton inbounds to Blackmore. The handoff goes to Kai Blodgett, usually off the bench, but in the starting role today because of the Will Pluma injury. He'll be out for the day. Harbert has it, working against Peachy. Handoff goes to San Germano, now swung outside. Blodgett working against Sampson. Loses his footing, but able to kick it out to Blackmore. 7 on the shot clock. Blackmore drives, Perry, spins inside. Gets himself a wide open layup.
The fact that Blodgett didn't turn it over there is unbelievable.
And crazy ball handling, falling down to get that one to Blackmore. Valdez gives it to Harrop. Working against Hinton, they got the switch. Brings it out. Now gives it to Moyer, working against Blodgett. Kick to far side. Valdez for a quick three-pointer. That one catches rim, won't go. Hinton, rebound. Valdez had a quiet night, only 6 points. He averages 16. Blackmore goes to the rim, can't get to go. Almost fought for his own rebound. Moyer comes up with it. Now this is Valdez. Kicks it to the far side for PG, who drives basket. Swatted away by Hinton, able to collect his own miss.
And that's going to be blocked by Harbert.
Oh, nice block there from Harbert. Let's Blodgett go to the rim, gets the foul to go. Hinton stripped the ball. The Riverhawk was able to collect it, went up for it, and swatted away by Harbert. A nice defensive stand there. And now Blodgett will step to the free throw line with a chance to give the Titans a lead.
And talk about team defense. It seemed like everybody got involved there.
This Titans team has turned this one all the way around. Blodgett leaves that first one short.
It looks like Blackmore got a little bit of a stinger there. You want to hope he's going to be okay.
Looks like he's trying to walk it off, moving that shoulder around. Blodgett now 4 for 6 from the charity stripe tonight.
And we have a tie game for the first time since the opening whistle.
The Titans have come all the way back here. They fell behind early, deep double digits. They have crawled back in this game, and now it's the Riverhawks' chance to respond. Sampson takes a pull-up free throw line jumper. Sweet touch there. He thought he got fouled. No whistle. Riverhawks by 2. Blackmore with the ball. Blackmore working against Harrop. Give and take with Harbert. Back to Harbert. Kick to Hinton. Drives basket. Up off glass. Gets the roll to go. We're tied up again.
Now that's some textbook two-man action right there. Threw the defense off and perfectly executed.
Fired inside, kicked all the way around. Sampson, a wide open 3. Can't get it to go. Hinton caught the rebound, but a foul will be called on Moyer, who cannot believe it.
And Blackmore and Hinton looking at each other like, we just got away with one.
That would have been an ugly turnover in the backcourt there as Hinton went up for that rebound. Moyer kind of came over the top to push it out of bounds and went off Blackmore. But they were bailed out by the foul call. Blackmore working against Harop. They give to Blodgett. Backing down Sampson. Now Harbert backing down the smaller Valdez. Turnaround little jumper there. Too strong, won't go. Moyer the rebound.
I did like the idea, and I liked the shot, just didn't fall.
Valdez working against San Germano. Kicks out to the far side. Sampson. Back from distance. Blackmore almost swatted that one away. Inside to Harop, working it. Oh, behind the back pass to Moyer for an easy little 2-point layup there. Sweet moves from Harop, who now falls down on defense. Blodgett going baseline. A lot of contact, and he gets the basket to go.
And just taking advantage of Harop falling down there.
Harop had a sweep behind the back pass there, but then tripped getting back on defense. Valdez working against Blackmore. A couple screens. Doesn't get the switch. Now this is Sampson, who can't handle the pass. San Germano comes up with a chance for a fast break there, but he fumbled it. Now Blackmore gives to Blodgett. Working through and around Hinton. Puts up a deep floater there. That won't go, and will be called for a foul on the rebound attempts as Peachy came down with that one. Blodgett went over the top.
And the right call there. He got a little too physical for that rebound.
This game all knotted up at 47 with 15:54 left to go in the game. Starting lineup still in for the Titans. Inbound goes to Valdez, and we're going to see some soft backcourt pressure here. Here comes the screen from Moyer. Valdez driving on Hinton, kicked out. Sampson for three. Leaves that one short. Blackmore catches it. He's got speed, gives it to San Germano in space. Swatted away by Harop off glass. What a block there. But on the rebound attempt, Sampson stepped on the line. An easy turnover there. Unforced error to erase. Just a sick block there from Harop, who swatted the one off glass.
And I feel like we've seen it so much today with Umpqua just stepping out of bounds. It's been odd.
Sampson has done it a couple times. On that count, that's the third out-of-bounds turnover. It's completely unforced from the Riverhawks. Blackmore will reset the offense. 12 seconds of the shot clock. Calls for the screen. Gets it from Harbert and Hinton. Double screen. Blackmore drives, sees in lane, goes basket. A lot of contact, can't get to go. Tips in his own miss. Blackmore gives the Titans their first lead of the night.
Wow, talk about athleticism getting that tapped back in. Wow.
He's got hops to get up there for that one. Valdez trying to steady the ship. Goes between the legs, working on Blackmore. Gives to Sampson, had space, doesn't pull. Working through a screen, gets the switch on to Hinton. Back outside to Harop. Now this is Peachy, who is pushed. Harbert there, just late to the spot. Two-hand shove on the ball handler. You can't do that. And a timeout will be called. 14:56 left to go in the game. Titans have a 2-point lead.
Their first lead of the game, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a complete turnaround starting in like that last 6-7 minutes of that first half. And Lane's continued that momentum here in the second half, and that's exactly what they needed to do. They keep this going. Lane's got a real shot to get a win here.
And they got absolutely punched in the mouth early here. It couldn't buy a bucket, and Umpqua started at 3 for 4 from distance. I mean, they were just firing on all cylinders. And this game just slowly but surely, it wasn't a single moment. It wasn't some dramatic play. Lane has just chipped all the way back to take a lead here. Part of that has been the turnovers for Umpqua. They have 9 turnovers, which have given Lane 10 points. But the free throw, the shooting percentages for the Titans have just gone up and up and up. They were in the low 30s from the field goal percentage. Now they're 42. They started out real tough from 3. They're now 4 of 14. And Umpqua, which started out 3 of 4 from distance, is now 3 of 12. They've missed 8 3-pointers in a row here.
And you know, one thing to look at going forward here, I just noticed this. Luke Moyer already has 3 fouls.
And he's been really integral to their offense there, so that's going to be something to watch. The analogy I always use is those fouls are just body blows to a boxer where you don't feel them at first, but then suddenly it's in the later rounds, you can't breathe. Running out of time here. Inbound goes to Moyer. Entry pass, kicked out for Peachy. A 3-pointer. That one's a sweet touch there. Breaks the drought from distance and gives the Riverhawks a 1-point lead. Blackmore working through that double screen. Back outside to Harbert, who thought 3. Instead, he'll drive inside. Kicked outside to Blodgett. Now Hinton, top of the 3-point line. Orchestrating the offense. Wants a cut. Gives it to San Germano. Kicked outside. Blodgett near corner. Backing down, Sampson puts up the floater, gets the foul, no shot. But free throws incoming for Blodgett.
And Blodgett directing the traffic there. You know, he's playing, he started in place of a point guard. He said, I'll play like a point guard.
This is his 4th trip to the line. Leads the team in free throws tonight, leads the game in free throws tonight. He hits that one. He's now 5 of 7. We're going to get an army of substitutions here as Burdett, Ledgy, and Foreman will all check in. Sampson and will check out of the game with Moyer in replacement. Dolney in a step. Blackmore and Hinton check out. So the 5 for the Titans after all the movement. Burdett, Blodgett, Foreman, San Germano, and Harbert. Blodgett hits them both, gives the Titans a 1-point lead. Blodgett will check out, Ledgy will check in. Harbert and San Germano, the only starters remaining on the court for the Titans. It's a 1-point lead, 14:23 left to go in the game. Valdez catches it at a full run, guarded by Burdett. Those two have gone back and forth where they've been on the court together. Swung around to end up with Harop, and now Peachy behind the back, working through a couple screens here. Harop swings it, Dolney, guarded by Ledgy. Now back to Peachy, 12 on the shot clock. Gives to Valdez in the corner. Valdez drives, bucket, gets it over the outstretched arms of Foreman to get that one to go. And these teams trade leads back and forth.
I was about to say these teams are going back and forth. You mentioned the boxing earlier. Right now, it's two boxers throwing punches at each other.
San Germano looks like he suffered an injury there and didn't see what happened. Might have turned an ankle as he jogs off the court. Referees saw it early and called it instantly. Play stopped there, and Devin Hinton will check into the game in replacement of San Germano. Frustrated on the bench. Didn't see what happened, but looks like it's some sort of lower leg injury as he's talking to the trainers now. Ledgy to inbound, gives it to Harbert in the corner. Trying to get it inside to Hinton, but can't get it there, so two-man game with Ledgy and Harbert. Now Burdett, 15 of the shot clock, will reset the offense. Swung to Ledgy. Harbert. And now Burdett, top of the three-point line, drives through his right, little step back, two-point jumper there. Good touch there from Davy Burdett. The game's leading scorer extends that. Now 13 on the night.
And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he has, Riley San Germano has left the bench area with the trainer.
Shot's no good. Hinton collects the rebound, gives to Ledgy, pulls up for a three-pointer there, leaves that one short. A full court pass here to a step, driving basket with a fast break, but it gets fouled by Foreman in the process. Davy Burdett has 13 points in the night. He only averages 5.5. He went on an absolute 4-game heater in January where he scored 22, 17, 14, and 10, having previously never scored in double digits. And since then, before tonight, he only scored double digits once, a 12-point effort versus Clark 2 games ago. Now he has 13 points. It's good to see him get back on track. Estep will step to the line. His first free throws of the night. And gets that one to rattle in. Estep, a 75% free throw shooter. This game is knotted up at 53 apiece. 13 minutes left to go. Estep a chance to break the tie. And leaves that one to the right. Rebounded by Foreman and caught by Burdett. Burdett shaking. Working through a Hinton screen. And step back three-pointer leaves that one well short. Rebound caught by Valdez. The through pass to Harop, who went up to the rim. Fouled by Burdett. The shot is no good, but he'll step to the line.
You know, at the very least, you know, the only reason he missed that shot was because of the pressure from Burdett.
A timeout will be called. Both teams on the bench will still not have 53 apiece, but Harop will step to the line, chance to break that tie. 12:45 left to go in the game. And the pace of play seems to have slowed down a little bit with, a couple sets of free throws here. Either way, these teams are all knotted up, and they seem to be trading punches, which is a phrase we used earlier. I think that's a very appropriate phrase. Neither team shooting the ball particularly well. Neither team turning the ball over too much. It's just They seem to be even kind of across the board. What's your take on it?
You know, why not go back to the boxing metaphor? It's just two boxers circling each other in the ring, throwing little taps to see who breaks first. That's where we're at, and we'll just have to see who breaks first.
The Titans jog out in the court, and then they are directed back to the bench by the referees as the timeout extends. They were a little eager there. We will get the lineups here, though. It will be Burdett, Hinton, Leggy, Foreman, and Harbert, which seems to be the lineup that Edwards has settled on, especially with San Germano questionable, Pluma out. Really, your lineup has decreased to about 8 players.
You know,
7 with Blodgett and Blackmore on the bench.
You know, we don't have anything direct, but judging by reaction, I'm gonna say San Germano's day is more than likely over.
The lineup really has decreased to 7 players, for Edwards. Rashid Modi, Colby Evans still coming off the bench here. I haven't seen them tonight as that first free throw goes through. And Harop hits them both. Burdett takes this one, 3-quarter court pressure. They get past it easily. Harbert bounce past to Leggy in the corner, 4-3. Leaves that one off rim. Hinton the rebound. Backing down. And now kicked around, ends up in the hands of Foreman for another 3 from that corner. That one won't go. Rebound Harbert, another offensive rebound. Burdett motions everyone off, slows down the offense, 16 on the shot clock. Gives it to Harbert, back to Burdett, 8 in the shot clock. Working on a Harop. Here comes the Hinton screen. Burdett shakes right, step back, deep 2-point jumper, and a travel will be called. And on cue, Blackmore will jog to the scores table. Burdett will check out.
I don't know about that travel call. I'm going to be honest.
It looked clean to me.
It looked pretty clean.
Valdez takes this one. Bounce pass, entry pass, goes to Harop, guarded by Leggy. Looking for Peachy, can't get it there, so instead he'll give it back to Valdez. Valdez drives paint, sees a rim, goes all the way there. Gets it done, and the lead's now up to 4. Double possession lead here for the Riverhawks. Blackmore, a chance to steady things down. Foreman gives it to Harbert, back to Blackmore. Now this is Hinton who gives it to Leggy in the wing, working against the Hinton screen. A foul will be called on Peachy there as Leggy drove to the basket. No shot, so we're going to get an inbounds pass for the Titans. Inbound goes to Hinton. It's guarded by a step, swings it. Right underneath the basket is Leggy, who puts a wide open layup there.
And they call an offensive foul. The basket is no good.
I did not see the foul, I'll be honest with you.
The ref tried to explain it. I couldn't hear it with the headphones on, but he made some kind of a hugging motion, so there's your clue.
He really wants a hug. Blodgett checks into the game, sending Leggy to the bench. Riverhawks have it. Harop swings it out. This is a step, drives baseline, puts it in. Physical move there to push Foreman back. Blackmore has the ball, trailing by 4. Working against Harop, fakes left, goes right, kicks it to the far corner. Blodgett drives inside, outside to Foreman, gives it back to Blodgett. In the wing, drives to the free throw line. Spinning, working against Dolney, and a foul will be called. Never mind, make that a travel. As Blodgett tried to back him down, it looks like Dolney just took a step back and forced Blodgett to take one too many steps to hold that balance. Valdez, face guarded by Blackmore. Good to see Riley San Germano walk to the scores table. So after seeing the trainers, he'll be checking back into the game. Foul will be called on Foreman. Looks like a little too physical with Valdez. And on cue, San Germano walks onto the court, sending Blodgett to the bench. And he seems to be favoring that right foot significantly, but we'll see if he can work through it.
I'm shocked he's back out there after the way he reacted to that injury.
And only a couple minutes on the bench, too. Wasn't there for extended time. This is Peachy, spin move. Will bounce pass inside. Great ball moving there, but he missed the wide open layup. Hinton comes down with the rebound. Foul will be called on the Riverhawks A step caught that pass from Peachy right under the baskets. Couldn't get it done. 10:25 left to go in the game. Riverhawks holding on to a 4-point lead. These teams have gone back and forth here in the second half. After the Riverhawks jumped out to a big early lead in double digits, Titans fought all the way back, trailed by 4 at halftime, took a couple leads here, and now they're back trailing by 4. Blackmore working through a Hinton screen, drives inside, sees an avenue, and gets fouled in the process. A step called for the infraction, and Blackmore will head to the line.
And finally, no offensive foul there. Feels like it's been a minute.
Blackmore has 9 points in the night. He's 1 for 4 from the free throw line. He's an inconsistent free throw line shooter. But he hits that first one, cuts the lead down to 3. There are now 4 Titans players in double digits: Burdett, San Germano, Blackmore, and Blodgett. Game's leading scorer is still Burdett, who's on the bench right now. And Blackmore hits it both, cuts the lead down to 2. Valdez, the Riverhawks leading scorer, is up to 10 points himself. He has the ball here. Went for the handoff, goes behind the back, spin move on Blackmore to the basket. It gets called for the foul. I will say, watching Valdez iso ball is beautiful to watch. Burdett did a great defensive job on him when he's in the court, but working against Blackmore, what Valdez does is incredibly hard to guard.
It's quite shocking what he's able to do with the basketball. You know, down at the community college level, you don't see a lot of guys who can handle the ball like that. So when you do, it's all the more. It's really impressive. I think is the point I'm trying to get across. And he's been using it to the best of his ability. He's been throwing off defenders all night, throwing off timings, throwing off angles. And, you know, I alluded to NBA Street earlier with how some of those combos look. And he's continuing to do it now.
He hits his first 2 free throws of the night, a 65% free throw shooter on the season. He's 2 for 2. Now the Titans have it, trailing by 4. Leggy drives paint, puts up the floater, blocked away by Peachy. Foreman comes up with the rebound, but a foul will be called against the Titans on that rebound attempt. Burdett checks into the game, and never mind, this will be a timeout. 9:49 left to go in the game. Titans still trail by 4. They've racked up 7 fouls, close to the bonus, and the Riverhawks up to 6 themselves as we approach the home stretch here. The lineup's gotten short for Edwards on the Titan side. And the free throw shooting for both teams, not stellar. Titans are 4 of 18. It's 22%. They're a 30% season for three-point shooting team. Umpqua 4 of 13. They're a 31% tonight. 35%, 34% on the year, excuse me. So just below their season averages. I do think if you're the Titans, though, you got to feel good about that 5 turnovers number, averaging 11. They played a really clean game of offense, and it really has come down to making shots.
You know, you can play offense so clean, but if you're shooting 22% from 3 and 40% from the field, it's not going to be the most pretty day, especially on the volume of three-pointers they're shooting. They've shot 18. They've only hit 4. And while a lot of those have been towards the second half of this game.
You got to feel good about that 4-point deficit with those numbers. As Dolney will step to the line. Dolney is 1 for 2 on the night. Hits that first one. Blackmore, Leggy, Foreman, Harbert, and Hinton, the 5 on the court. And Dolney hits them both. Lead is up to 6, which is the largest lead we've seen in a while. Blackmore, Titans need to respond. Blackmore has it. Finds Leggy in the wing. Bounce pass to Hinton. Hinton drives inside. Gives it outside Leggy, who thought 3, but instead kicks it to Harbert. Handoff goes to Blackmore. 14 on the shot clock. Now Hinton gives it to Foreman. Foreman working through that screen. Tries to feed Hinton inside. Foreman collects it off the tip. 6 seconds of the shot clock. Takes a deep 2-pointer. Can't get it to go. Blackmore comes up with the rebound. 2 seconds of the shot clock. He lost the handle, and his shot clock violation is called. Blackmore did a great job just getting to that ball, but could not get a handle on it to put up a shot before the shot clock went off.
you know, the offensive rebounding hasn't been too bad. They have 7 so far for Lane, and they've been really, really aggressive on it. It feels like it's been more in a positive way. So, you know, especially some of the smaller guys, especially Blackmore. He's been so aggressive.
Energetic, so athletic. Leggy and Foreman check out. Burdett checks in with Blodgett. 9 minutes left to go in the game. Riverhawks have the ball up 6. Drive inside, bounce pass. That ball is kicked around and controlled by Burdett. It was Dolney who had the ball. Burdett has it, dribbles it straight to the elbow, runs out of space, and brings it back out, gives it to Blackmore.
You know, Dolney back there basically just threw it at his leg.
Lucky they didn't get a kick ball there as Burdett pulls up from 3. Too strong. Hinton fighting for the rebound, can't get to go. Valdez has it. Kicked outside. Dolney, a wide open 3-pointer. Nothing but net there. The lead now back up to 9 for the Riverhawks.
And nobody knew whose man that was.
A wide open 3 in transition. As Valdez jumps the passing lane, steals this one into 1-on-2. He goes basket, swatted away. Harbert, Blackmore, both of them got hands on it. And it goes out of bounds off the Titans. A great recovery there. Blackmore and Harbert both took off at a dead sprint. Peachy will check out of the game. Moyer back into the game for the Riverhawks.
Is that Blackmore's 3rd block of the game?
By my count, yes. Inbound goes. Short little floater. Catches rim, won't go. That was Dolney on the attempt. Burdett has it in space. Bounce pass to Blodgett. Working against Moyer. Athletic move, can't get to go. Hinton, rebound, up off glass and good.
I don't know if you saw that. That pass went between his legs.
Woo! Valdez working against Blackmore. Gives it to Harop, who's been quiet as of late. Burdett almost jumped that one. Tipped off of Burdett's hands as the pass was intended for Dolney. Dolney up to double digits tonight, 10 points and 3 of 7 shooting. Inbound goes to Valdez, who has 12 of his own account. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Valdez letting this one run out. Working against Blackmore. 5 in the shot clock. Valdez fakes right, goes left. A lot of contact, and the foul will be called on Blackmore. As that shot clock winded down, I think everyone knew Valdez is keeping that one, and Blackmore was unable to get out of the way as Hinton will collect him under the basket and offer some words of encouragement. Something that's been cool to see is watching Devin Hinton lead huddles on the court, encourage players, pull players who are frustrated inside. The leadership of Hinton always on display. Valdez, interesting shooting motion from the free throw line, but he's 3 for 3 on the night, going for his 4th. Interesting how he cocks to one side to kind of hit those free throws, but it's working. It's 100%, 4 for 4.
He kind of pauses at the top.
Foreman working against now a 9-point deficit. Burdett has it, goes a lot of contact there. No foul was called. Turnover. Forward pass goes to Harop, working against Harbert. A lot of contact there, and an offensive foul will be called. Harbert, great job getting to his spot, draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, he put his feet down, established his spot, and took the hit.
Hinton inbounds, gives it to Burdett. 3-quarter court pressure. They find Foreman. Back to Burdett. Great way to solve the puzzle. Swung far side to Harbert, who had a lane. Drives basket. Tries to feed inside to Hinton, but that was tipped out of bounds. Off of a Riverhawks. This one will stay with the Titans. 19 on the shot clock. Foreman feeds Hinton back to Harbert. Trying to get it inside, but instead they'll give it to Foreman, who drives. Puts up a short jumper there. That won't go. Burdett tried to pick the pocket. Instead, the forward pass goes to Valdez. Feeds Moyer. Moyer running out of space there, and a travel will be called on Moyer as he pump faked a little too hard. Drug the foot in the process.
Not much else to say there. That's exactly what happened.
Also, I'm pretty sure drug isn't a word. I think it was dragged. Dragged the foot? Drug the foot? Drug doesn't feel like a word.
Well, it is, maybe not in that context.
This is Blodgett, takes a free throw line jumper. Sweet touch there as that one rattles in, cuts the lead to 7. Valdez, face guarded by Burdett in the backcourt, gets it past the midcourt line, gives it to Dolney. Dolney drives basket over Hinton, and the foul will be called. 2 free throws incoming for Dolney. He got Hinton turned around.
Yeah, which is not something you see very often. Hinton's usually a very, very good defender. At that time, he just got taken a little bit off his wheels there.
Dolney, 3 for 4 in the night from the charity stripe. Hits that one. Blackmore will check in. Foreman will check out for the Titans. And Sampson will check back into the game, sending Valdez to the bench. Lead is still 8, free throw pending. And make that 9 with just 6:23 left to go in the game. Titans still have plenty of time and need to start stringing together stops and scores. Blackmore handoff goes to Burdett, finds Blodgett, swung around, ends up with Harbert. Back to Blackmore. Working off a Hinton screen. Blackmore, 2-man game, taking himself up off basket. Won't get the shot to go, but he'll head to the free throw line. This will be Blackmore's 7th and 8th free throws of the game.
And these are 2 important free throws here.
Very important indeed. Lane has struggled a little bit from the free throw line tonight, only 65%. Which is actually above their season average, so I take that back. They're doing just fine. That free throw jumper rattles in, cuts the lead. Junior Ledgy will check in, sending Davey Burdett to the bench. Valdez will check back in after that short rest, and Harop to the bench.
You know, I was going to say, it feels like we've seen a lot of fouls here in this second half. Yeah, the scoreboard would show that. Lane has 9 fouls. Umpqua has 8. There's still 6 minutes left in the second half.
More three-quarter court pressure from the Titans. Sampson, Valdez, 2-man game in the backcourt. Double teams all around. Valdez has it, swings at the corner. Pass was tipped to Dolney, but he collects. Entry pass to Moyer. Outside to Sampson. Pulls for 3. Hits that one to go. Sampson, now 2 for 6 on the night from 3. Extends the lead to 10. It's the first double-digit lead we've seen since the first half. Burdett calling for the screen from Hinton. 2-man game, pick and roll. Blackmore gives it to Blodgett. Blodgett drives basket inside, puts up the floater. That's good. Great move from Blodgett there.
That's not an easy shot to make. You know, he just had, you have to have the exact amount right to touch. That came out really weird.
Just the right
amount of touch. There we go. And he gets it to go.
Valdez, now it's Ledgy on him. Takes the screen from a step. Stays with Ledgy. Drives free throw line. A little bounce pass inside. What a move. What a play there. Great court vision. A step gets a nice layup. Now it's Blackmore moving quickly here. 2-man game with Hinton. Hinton able to collect that somehow. Puts it up and in. And the foul. I don't know how Hinton held on to that one.
I was going to say, I'm more impressed with the fact that he was able to hold on to that, even more so than the fact that he made the shot.
Timeout on the floor is called. Both teams ahead of their benches. 4:46 left to go in the game. Free throw pending, but Lane has cut it down to 8. And on that most recent play, we've seen that pick and roll with Blackmore and Hinton all night. Blackmore does like to keep it. He tries to find Hinton, and just somehow Hinton collects that through a swarm of hands.
He, you know, it reminds me of a shooting drill and dribbling drill that I was taught, where you bounce the ball really hard and you basically go from the bounce right up into the shooting motion. That's what he did there. Basically, he just hit it on the ground really hard, bounced it up, and went up with it.
Hinton now up to 11 points on the night, 4 of 6 shooting. A relatively quiet night by his standards, but now 5 Titans are up to double digits. Blodgett, Burdett, Blackmore, Hinton, and San Germano. Same for the Riverhawks. 5 players double digits. Leading score for them, Valdez, 14 points. So Blodgett and Valdez are the game's leading scores with 14 apiece. And then Dolney, Sampson, Harop, and Estep all have double digits as well.
And something to look at here with 5 minutes left, Blackmore and Moyer both at 4 fouls.
Blackmore is such an integral part of this offense, but they do usually spell him with Burdett, so it's going to be interesting to see if we see more Burdett here down the line. But Blackmore will stay in the game here. Blackmore, Ledgy, Blodgett, Harbert, Hinton, the starting 5, minus San Germano, including Leggy for the Titans.
You know, I think Blackmore has been playing really, really well today, and I think they want him to continue playing, especially on the defensive end. I've been really impressed with him.
Only 5 minutes left to go, 4:46 to be exact. Hinton 3 for 4 from the line tonight. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to Peachy, who's back in the game. And they give it to Valdez, who's guarded by Harbert this time. I seem to have a rotating door in front of Valdez. He gets past Harbert, easily goes to the rim. Caught Valdez looking right. He went left. Harbert's frustrated with himself, but leads back to 10.
Yeah, Valley opened up there.
He faked left, right, and the whole defense went that way. Pick and roll with Burdett. Excuse me, with Blackmore. Kicked out to Harbert for 3. A high arcing shot. No good. Sampson the rebound. Back to Valdez. Titans are running out of opportunities here as they trail by 10. There's about 4 minutes left. Valdez goes behind his back, working on Harbert again. Moyer offers the screen. Valdez spins back inside, kicks out to Peachy. Peachy drives to the right, bounce pass inside, and Dolney couldn't handle it. Hinton comes up with it. Now Blackmore has it in space and fouled by Valdez. And you are right, those 4 fouls on Blackmore probably led to Harbert being switched on to Valdez, and they split those first 2 possessions, and now Blackmore will head to the line.
You know, I just heard the referee down there call that foul. He said, foul here, don't question it.
Hey, referees are people too. Blackmore now 6 of 9 on the night from free throw line. Hits them both, and the lead is down to 8. Harop will check back in. He'll send Dolney to the bench for the Riverhawks. Sampson to inbound. Gives to Valdez, who's double teamed in the backcourt. Comes up with, finds Sampson, who's fouled instantly by Harbert. Titans getting real aggressive here with the backcourt pressure. .350 left to go in the game. Both teams in the bonus. Sampson will head to the line. He's 2 for 2 on the night. Burdett's waiting to check in. That'll send Harbert to the bench as Burdett checks in. Harbert with 3 fouls, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And Sampson misses that second one to keep the margin at 9. Blackmore catches the inbounds. Working on Harop. Drives inside. A lot of contact. Gets the shot to go. Blackmore so good at the rim.
Blackmore's been having a great night tonight, and he continues it there.
Now Burdett on Valdez. Here comes the Moyer screen. Burdett gets under it. Blackmore spins himself into trouble. Excuse me, Valdez spins himself into trouble. Turnover. Leggy comes up with it, gives it to Blackmore. Now back to Burdett, wide open. 3-pointer for Davy Burdett. Off rim, won't go. Rebound, Peachy.
And Burdett had the shot he wanted there.
Could not get to fall. Valdez will call the timeout. 78-71. Umpqua leads. Just 3 minutes left to go in the game. Titans are still within striking distance. A 7-point margin in 3 minutes is very doable.
Oh, absolutely. This game is far from over. Both teams know it. This is going to be a tough-fought game at the end here. It's going to go either way. Whoever's going to win, it's going to have to earn it.
And I think the shot making will be key here. Titans are 4 of 21 from 3. They've got some good looks, just couldn't get the shots to fall.
You look at that Davy Burnett one right at the end there. You know that is what everybody on the court wanted to see.
Wide open 3-pointer in transition.
Exactly. For a guy who loves to shoot them, just didn't land. And I could tell even Coach C.J. Edwards was like, dang, that's exactly what we wanted. Just missed the shot.
Blackmore is now the game's leading scorer with 17 points, 5 of 10 shooting, and 7 of 10 free throws. Burdett almost jumped that pass lane. Valdez comes up with it, sees the lane, drives basket, and the foul will be called. And one. Gets the roll to go, and Valdez will step to the line for a 3-point opportunity. And never mind, after some conference, basket's waved off. It'll be 2 free throws, I believe, for Valdez.
Yes, I guess they're saying it was on the floor.
That foul did look a little early. Looks like the shot came after the whistle.
I agree.
Either way, Valdez is at the line. Valdez is 4 of 4 on the night from the free throw line. First free throw rattles in and around and back in. Leads back up to 8.
Got a little toilet bowl action.
A little toilet bowl action. 3:06 left to go in the game. Valdez now a perfect 6 for 6. Blackmore has it. The team's leading score, I should say. Swung around, ends up with Blodgett. Back to Burdett. Working on Valdez with the Hinton screen. Burdett back to Blodgett. Working on Sampson. A little short floater there for Blodgett, and he gets it to fall.
That is not an easy shot to hit.
That's not the first time we've said that about a Kai Blodgett shot. He's got some great shot-making ability here. Valdez guarded by Burdett. The offense is going to be running through Valdez for the remainder of the game for these Riverhawks. So lethally effective. Works through a Sampson screen, still guarded by Burdett. 10 seconds the shot clock, has to give it up, gives it to Moyer. Quick little turnaround floater there, that's good off glass.
What an excellent pass there.
Blackmore working with the Hinton screen, takes a free throw line jumper, leaves that one off the mark, gets his own rebound somehow, puts up another shot, and will be fouled in the process. Javon Blackmore heading back to the line for his 11th and 12th free throws.
It just feels like that play there was kind of an encapsulation of everything he's been doing all game. He's been getting his own rebounds. He's been putting up second chance shots. He's been trying to make his own offense, and it worked out for him there.
He's so energetic and so athletic to get those rebounds. He gets that first free throw. He's now 8 of 11 from the charity stripe tonight. Cuts the lead to 8, 2:11 left to go in the game. And we are quickly approaching desperation time for these Titans. Blackmore hits them both. A 7-point deficit, 2:11 left to go in the game. They're playing some hard full court pressure. Leggy face guarding Harap. Blodgett almost came up with that one. Instead it finds Valdez, who slowed this one down, guarded by Burdett. Clock ticks to 2 minutes. Here comes that Moyer screen. They've loved this play over and over again, but Moyer will walk it off. Valdez keeping it, guarded by Burdett. Valdez drives left, up to the basket, puts the shot in, and gets the roll to go. They cannot stop Valdez. Blackmore fires one to Blodgett, back to Blackmore, working on Harap. Blackmore fakes right, goes left. That shot swatted away by Moyer. Now the Riverhawks have it in space. Peachy will underhand pass. Moyer couldn't handle it. Now Blodgett has it in space, working quickly here. Finds Blackmore in the corner. Back to Blodgett. They reset. Just 80 seconds left and a 9-point deficit. They got to get some points quickly here. Burdett pulls up for 3. Off the rim, won't go. And now with 70 seconds left and a 9-point deficit, the Riverhawks are more than content to take their time.
And Burdett tonight, 2 of 8 from long 3-point range.
Here comes that pick and roll. Valdez and Moyer. Valdez has it, goes behind the back. Drives basket wide open. He gets there. His movement with the ball is stunning.
Yeah, that's what you call a revolving door right there.
The lead up to 11 points. Blackmore working with the Hinton screen. Drives to the right elbow. Puts up a wild underhanded shot. Can't get it to go. Hinton the rebound. Up off glass. It's good. And the rebound. And the foul, excuse me. 46.1 left to go. His margin might be too big, but it's a great play there by Hinton to collect the rebound, put it back up, and get the foul.
One thing I would like to mention, Hinton now, well, actually before, double-double. He is now at 13 and 13 with points and rebounds.
His impact is felt truly all over the court. So much fun to watch him play. He hits that free throw. He now has 14 points on the night. Peachy has it, gives it to Ropp, past the pressure. They fire one to Sampson, out of bounds it goes. A quick turnover here for the Riverhawks. So it's an 8-point deficit with 38 seconds left. And timeout will be called. 38.5 left to go in the game. 86-78 is the margin.
You know, I've been thinking of, you know, who my comparison to Hinton would be, you know, in terms of like a pro player. Obviously not saying, as good as like a pro, but style of play wise, I just got the name Paul Millsap in my head. How does that sound?
It's just so much fun to watch Hinton play. Defensively, he's such an anchor for this team. He affects so many shots. He's so active on the glass, and he just bails out so many possessions where, a bad shot or an ugly shot or something doesn't go in, and he's just right there underneath the rim, ready to collect and put it back up again. So physical going up there. He's just a lot of fun to watch, and I'm sure we're going to see him for years to come at other levels of basketball as well.
I hope so, man. He's very talented. I think he has a bright future ahead of him.
Blackmore will catch this sprint up the line. Work with a Harbert screen, kicks the corner, Blodgett, 4-3. Too strong, won't go. Rebound, Blackmore almost came up with it, tried to go over the top of Peachy, but instead he'll be called for a foul. That'll send Peachy to the line. Rashid Modi will check into the game for the first time tonight. Send Blackmore to the bench. Nice to see Modi in there. Only averages 2.5 minutes a game, but getting some action here at the back end of this one. Peachy, a quiet night, only 5 points. These are his first free throws of the night. He hits that one. Peachy, a 71% free throw shooter. And he splits that trip. Rebounds batted out. Swatted up in the air, controlled by Blodgett, who loses the handle. It goes out of bounds. And never mind, they're going to say last touched by a Riverhawk. They point to a step as the infraction, who points back. Shot clock is turned off with 25 seconds left to go in the game. Burdett sprints up the court, goes straight to the bucket, puts it up, can't get to go. Hinton almost got a hand on it. Instead, it'll come up with a step. Will pick up the dribble, gives it to Sewell, who just checked into the game, and he'll dribble this one out. It's about 10 seconds left. Double team in the backcourt, runs out of options here. Lane still playing. And a timeout will be called with 6.4 seconds left to go in the game and a 9-point deficit. Titans were double teaming Sewell on the half-court line.
I will say it's a 9-point game with 6 seconds left, and that's where I'll leave it.
We said this Lane team never stops fighting, and they take that literally, very literally to the final sense. 6.4 left to go in the game. They're double teaming in the backcourt. Coach Leeworthy calls that timeout to reset his offense. He didn't look particularly happy about it. Sampson to inbound. And it goes to Harop in the backcourt, who will dribble this one out. 87-78 will be the final here. Lane comes up short. They held the lead in the second half. They fought back from that halftime deficit, but unable to hold on to it. The Titans fall to 9-18 on the year, 4-11 in conference. Meanwhile, the Riverhawks, they advance 16-10 on the year, 8-6 in conference. The game's leading scorer, Talon Valdez for the Riverhawks, who dropped 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Other double-digit scores for those Riverhawks, Sampson, Dolney, Harop, and Estep, and more as well. For these Titans, Blackmore's team's leading score, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Other double-digit scores, Blodgett with 16, Hinton with 14, Burdett with 13, San Germano with 10. It was really fun to watch Blackmore play. Blackmore and Hinton, that duo is so much fun on offense.
You know, you look at Blackmore's stats and you see 5 of 13 from the field, but that says basically nothing about how he played tonight. He played hard, he played with passion, he played fantastically on the defensive end.
Hinton as well, another player to shout out. Burdett had some really great moments in there as well. Can be such an offensive flamethrower off the bench. But a big thank you to the staff here at Lane who made this possible. Coach Shealy, Coach Edwards. Let's come in here and call this in the Lane live stream. It's been a joy to call this doubleheader. Lane women's a dominant 22-point victory in the first half. Lane men's comes up short in the second part of this doubleheader. My name is Levi Berkthal, joined by Logan Thompson. It's been a great time calling here. Stay safe tonight. Come back on Saturday for the final game of the Lane regular season. The women's team and the men's team versus Mount Hood, 2 p.m., 4 p.m. on Saturday. That'll also be on this channel on the Lane live stream. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your night.